welcome back to my channel. So this is not my typical upload day. Usually I upload on Wednesdays, Mondays, and Saturdays, and obviously today is not one of those days. However, earlier this morning I learned about this new game-changing YouTube feature that YouTube just rolled out that is going to be a game changer for getting audience retention on your videos. And because I already have all my videos planned for the next probably like 2 weeks or so, I would have to wait at least 2 weeks to share this with you guys, and I was just way too excited. So I decided let's just make a bonus video and share with you guys today. Now typically I hate it when people comment the timestamps of my video in the comment section, because when somebody says like video starts at like minute 3:45 or whatever, it's basically like telling the YouTuber up to this point your video is boring and not worth watching. So typically I hate those comments. However, earlier this morning I learned about YouTube's new feature called chapter timestamps, and this is going to be a game changer for audience retention. So essentially how this feature works is in the description box of your own video, you input the timestamps of your video, and based on these timestamps you add to your description box, YouTube's system will cut up your video into these sections you have used timestamps on and create video chapters. So let's say I make a YouTube advice video with like 5 or 6 different tips. YouTube will cut up my video into 6 different sections and make my video have 6 different chapters, so that people can look at my video and very easily see each of the different chapters on my video and jump to the one they want to watch. So let's say I make a video on how to grow a successful YouTube channel. If let's say the first 2 or 3 tips are super basic and most like knowledgeable YouTubers already know those first 2 or 3 tips, and then the other 5 are more like unique ones I've never heard before, then they can skip the first 1 or 2 chapters and jump to the next like 5 or 6 chapters and basically get to the part of my video they actually want to watch. And you may think to yourself, if you make it easier for people to actually skip through your video, won't you lose out on audience retention and watch time and possibly even viewers? And I actually thought the exact same thing when I first heard about this, but now that I understand it more, no. The simple answer is no. It's actually going to help you, because without the timestamp chapters, if somebody's watching the first, let's say like minute and 30 seconds of your video and they get bored right away, chances are they're leaving your video and not coming back to it. However, if with having the chapters, they can see that the first like 2 or 3 chapters they're not interested in and the next 5 or 6 they are interested in, they're more likely to skip to those chapters and watch those ones instead of clicking off your entire video and leaving it entirely. So even though you may lose the watch time and retention of the first half of your video, you may keep them on the second half of your video and get more retention and watch time than you would have had otherwise. So having chapter markers on your videos is actually very much within your benefit and in the best interest of the growth of your video. So now that I told you guys how this all works, now how do you go about actually adding chapters to your videos? Because yes, there is a very specific way you have to set up your description box to make this work. Otherwise, it won't work. So first things first, they do not have to be in any one specific part of your description. So if you want it to be under your actual description or ahead of it, at the bottom, at the top, wherever you want it to appear in your description box is totally up to you, and it will work any way you choose it. Now secondly, you have to have the 0.00 timestamp as the first one of your timestamps. So if you're starting your timestamps at 30 seconds or a minute and 30 seconds, it will not work. The very first one of your timestamps has to be 0.00 or your timestamps will not work. So for example, I have the majority of mine set to 0.00 as my intro. Thirdly, you want to choose your timestamp wording very carefully, because whatever you write beside each one of your timestamps is what is going to show up on the chapter. So basically, as people are going through the timeline of your video and seeing each individual chapter, whatever you write beside the timestamp is what they're going to see beside each chapter. So you want whatever you write beside your timestamps to be very eye-catching and actually make the viewer want to watch that part of your video, or else it's pretty much going to work against you. So I don't suggest writing beside each one of your timestamps like part 1, part 2, part 3, because that doesn't really tell the viewer what they're getting out of each part, whereas if you actually write what they're getting out of each one of the chapters, they're more likely to actually watch the chapters because they know what they're getting out of watching it. So you want to very carefully choose your wording for each one of your timestamps. 3 letters or more. So when you're adding timestamps to your description box, if your timestamps are labeled like 1, 2, 3, 4, it will not work. Whatever it is you have beside each one of your timestamps has to be a word or a sentence with more than 3 letters in it. So if you write part 1, chapter 1, point 1, those are okay, but having it 1, 2, 3, 4 is not going to work. So try to have whatever you have besides your timestamps a little bit more eye-catching, interesting, and intriguing. And finally, you have to have at least 3 timestamps. So if you're having your video split into 2 chapters, you're keeping it at 1 chapter, it will not work. You have to have at least 3 parts and 3 timestamps to your video for it to work. So having chapters on your vlog and having your entire vlog as 1 chapter is not going to work for you. You would have to have, like, in your timestamps in this vlog, now I'm going to Subway's for lunch, now I'm going to do my groceries, now I'm doing this, now I'm doing that. You have to have everything in your video split up into at least 3 or more sections. So yeah, that, you guys, is pretty much the extent of this new amazing YouTube feature that I think is going to really be a game changer for audience retention, and I cannot wait to start using this on my videos. If you guys have any further questions on how this works, feel free to comment down below or DM me on Instagram, send me an email, and I would love to help. Thank you guys for watching this little bonus video. Love you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys soon.